Hi and welcome to a new video. Today I'm planning to make a video that is a little bit different than my latest videos, and I haven't done that in a long time, which is just a sit down and talk to you guys video. But a few weeks ago I got an email from my old agency, and in that email it says, hey, since you were abroad on Christmas, how about you share your experience and maybe some advice to people who are right now are abroad on Christmas and away from their family and are having a hard time. And I thought this would also make a good YouTube video, because maybe there are people out there who are currently abroad on Christmas and they're away from their family for the first time, and it can get really, really hard. So I just want to share my experience and tell you a little bit about how I felt around that time, what I did, and maybe give you some advice how you can deal with that, because it is a hard time, especially if you haven't been away from your family on Christmas before. I didn't script this video, but I made myself some notes. If I look down on the paper right here, it's because I'm trying to gather thoughts, otherwise this video will probably be about an hour long. I want to start by telling you why, where and when I was abroad, and then kind of tell you how we did Christmas where I was. Does that make sense? I don't know. So in 2015 I went abroad as an au pair, and I went to the US, to the East Coast, to Maryland. And I've never been so long and so far away from my family at home. If you don't know, I live in Germany, and I looked it up. Maryland is about 6,300 kilometers away from my home country, and I never had such a huge amount of water between me and my family at home. I'm not a person who's homesick pretty fast. I don't think I've ever been really homesick, but Christmas was definitely hard and a time where I, kind of missed my family a lot, and I think that's normal. It's nothing to be ashamed about or to think that is kind of embarrassing, because, oh, I don't know, I'm 26 and I miss my family. No, that's not, it's totally normal. And I think the younger you are, the harder it definitely is, because you're still more dependent on your family. I'm also someone who really embraces Christmas. It's not just like, oh, I like Christmas. Yeah, no, I embrace it. I soak it up. From December 1st, I'm, decorations, Christmas markets, everything that comes with this. I'm a sucker for it. Give me my Christmas. I think what really makes the holiday season hard is that every single person, every individual has different traditions. It's just little things you pick up from your family, little things you do at home. For example, for me it's kind of a little tradition to go with my mom to a Christmas market, always the same one every year, or to, we put up the tree before, but we only decorated on the morning of December 24th. And also one of the biggest differences is that we here in Germany celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, and we also get our presents on Christmas Eve, while in the US you do this on Christmas morning. Just some things that are not only around the few, actual Christmas days, it's the days leading up to it, as I said before, the Christmas markets and just general things. December 6th, St. Nicholas Day, is something that is not a thing in the US. I don't know if this is a thing anywhere else, but here it is. Advent calendars, not really a thing in the US, at least not where I lived or at the time. I think now they're kind of coming more and more. I see it on Facebook, but the time I was there, I think I saw one Advent calendar once in a Dollar Tree or something, but that's it. And it's just little, I'd say, like little traditions that you have from home that you kind of miss. But on the other hand, you have so many different things, so many new impressions, and sometimes it's a little hard to get it all in your head. One of the hardest things around this is like that Christmas is really a family time, and a lot of Christmas songs are about spending time with your loved ones, spending time with your family, or even coming home for Christmas. This song killed me. I was in the car driving and I cried. I cried a couple of times, to be honest, just because of Christmas songs and because I missed my family and I wanted to be home. Not like I didn't want to be home, but I wanted to listen to the Christmas songs with my family, and I wanted to be coming home for Christmas, but I didn't. I stayed. While editing this video, I just noticed that half of it was missing. So this is why I'm looking different now, because I didn't want to put out half a video and just leave a bunch of information out. So I'm sitting here refilming that. I hope you don't mind. I wanted to tell you how I spent my Christmas abroad. So the days leading up to Christmas, I worked normally. I worked 1 hour in the morning, then I had a lot of free time until the kids came home from school, and then I worked until the evening. Some au pairs work all day. It depends on the schedule of your kids or whatever, so this can be different. For me, the times I were with the kids, I didn't miss my family because they distracted me and they kept me busy, and that was very, very good. The times I was really sad, or not like really sad, but I felt a little down and was missing home, were the times I was alone. But what I tried to do is just bring a little, I couldn't come home for Christmas, so what I did was bring a little Christmas to me. And I went out and I made myself just a little tiny $1 store wreath with 4 advent candles, which were just tea lights. I got myself Christmas candles. I basically transformed my room into a Christmas wonderland. I mean, I'm still doing this back at home, so I was like, I have to do this there too. I actually went to Aldi, which is a convenient, like, it's a grocery store. I don't know if you've ever heard about it, whatever, but it's a German chain. So, and I knew there was one 30 minutes away, so I actually drove to Aldi to get German Christmas treats, to, yeah, just bring the Christmas I have at home a little closer to me. The actual Christmas days were very, very nice, and I didn't even really have time to be sad or miss home too much. The 24th, Christmas Eve, where we celebrate Christmas at home, we spent all day cleaning, and like the whole family, not just me. We cleaned a lot because we were having a Christmas party at night, and my host mom told me, hey, I know you celebrate Christmas on the 24th, so if you want to Skype with your family, just take as much time as you need and go do it. And that's what I did. I Skyped with my family on Christmas Eve. I was basically with them. They had the iPad on the table and everyone was around, and it was very fun. I saw them opening their presents, and my Christmas package that my family sent me to the US arrived a little late, unfortunately. I Skyped them later and opened it on camera as well, so I couldn't open my presents, but I saw them opening their presents, and it was like being with them. Not physically, but virtually. And I think, to be honest, thank God for the technology that we have today. So I Skyped with my family for, I don't know, 3 hours or something, and then they had to go because they had Christmas dinner, and we went to church. So we went to church, and after church we had the party, and then it was already time to go to bed because I was exhausted and I couldn't even be sad. And I was feeling like a little kid because I've never celebrated Christmas on the 25th. Not in the morning. And I was super excited. I couldn't really sleep that night. As I said before, I felt like a little kid. So I was more excited about the Christmas I will be having than the Christmas I didn't have. Does that make sense? My host kids thought 5 a.m. was the appropriate time to wake me up. I was like, okay, yeah, great. They're like, we want to watch a movie. I'm like, watch your movie, and after your movie you can wake me up again. So they watched their movie, then they woke me up. They made breakfast, and the whole family gathered around the tree, and we exchanged gifts. And it was very exciting for me because, as I said before, I never had Christmas in the morning before. It felt so different. And the grandparents came over and we had another big Christmas dinner. It was nice. It really was like in the movies. It was so brilliant. It was, I don't even know how to explain that, but it was such a different experience than what I usually have at home. I would have missed such a great Christmas if I would have put myself mentally in that place where you say, everything that's not like it is at home, it's shit. You know? Don't do that. Which basically brings me to the point where I just want to share the things I did. I mean, I already did that. I already told you some little things I did to make it easier for me, but just give you some more general advice, because as I said before, Christmas is a hard time. I just quickly want to say before I move on to the advice that these are just things that worked for me. Everybody is different, everybody has different coping mechanisms, so some things where I say, hey, this is great and this is what I did, might not work for someone else, but maybe some do. So just listen and maybe you can pick up some things that help you. Well, I try to bring some Christmas from home to the US. I introduced some of our traditions to my family, to my host family, or just told them about it. They were curious. They asked me, hey, how do you do that? And I was like, oh yeah, we do it like this. It's very nice to share traditions and to, you know, exchange them. I heavily decorated my room because this is something I looked forward to, or like I'm looking forward to every year, and it worked. As I said before, I made myself a little Christmas wreath. My family sent me a package where there was an advent calendar in there, so I even had this. It was very cute. It had little books, and every day it was something about our area where I live. Some people say, oh, that might make me sad and make me miss home even more. For me, it was really nice. This is what I mean by everyone's different. I made myself little rituals in the morning. For example, every time the kids went out, I made myself some Christmassy tea, I think it was some apple cinnamon tea, something that reminded me of Christmas, snuggled up in my bed and watched an episode of a Christmas cartoon that I always watch here in Germany. So it's little things, little rituals that I did every day that helped me to not think about, oh, what would I be doing at home now in the Christmas time. Another very obvious thing is get yourself distracted. During my work time, I was distracted by the kids and sometimes by my own laundry or just some household chores that I had to do. So that was good. I know not every au pair has the weekends off, but I had the weekends off, so I spent as much time as I could with friends, maybe doing some Christmassy activities. We went ice skating, we went to an ice sculpture show, and we actually went to a Christmas market, but it wasn't really good. It was... no. You even had to pay an entrance fee, but we snuck in through the back door. It was open, okay? Don't judge me. I would be very mad if I spent $5 on that. One time I even went on a little weekend trip. From the 5th to the 6th, I went to New York City, and it was mind-blowing. I still think about that trip. It was amazing. I think I have videos of the trip online, and I remember just thinking, this is a dream. I'm in a dream or a movie. It just seems surreal. So, you know, get yourself distracted, do something with friends, go shopping, go Christmas shopping, maybe send a package home. I know it's very expensive to send things from the US to another country, but if you plan on sending a package home, distract yourself by doing some Christmas shopping. Of course, Skype with your family, but not too often. I mean, for some people it might be fine, but I know if I would have Skyped with my family, for example, every day, that it would be even harder for me, because I would see them every day, and then maybe if there's one day I cannot see them, I would get even more sad. Well, I Skyped with my family most of the time, once a week, and of course on Christmas Eve, and sometimes in between. For example, when my package arrived, we Skyped a little so I could open it. It was very, very nice, and we live in the 21st century, and we have those technology devices, and we should use them. I mean, think about being abroad, I don't know, 30 years ago. You could just write letters home, or maybe the occasional phone call, but don't make it too long, because overseas phone calls are super expensive. And now we just send a message and in a minute, not even, like seconds, it's there. It's crazy, and you should take advantage of that. It's actually sad, but I know that a lot of people might not have a good host family and might not have the luck of a family completely embracing them in their traditions. If that's the case, screw them and use your friends. So that's what I mean, but spend all of the time with your friends, the people who make you happy, whoever that is over there. Spend the holidays or the Christmas time before, spend them with the people who make you happy. And if that's not your host family because they're shit, and believe me, that can happen. I had one host family like that. It's really sad, but it happens more than it should. So if that's the case, just spend the days with the people who make you happy. I know that they're families, and I think especially in the US, because there's so many different cultures that maybe don't celebrate Christmas. So that would be even more interesting. Like, maybe you don't celebrate Christmas this year, maybe you celebrate some other holidays. And don't be sad because you don't celebrate Christmas that year. Be grateful and be happy and excited that you're gonna celebrate a different holiday, or different holidays even. I think that would be super duper exciting. But I think the most important advice I can give is be open-minded and just think that I'm gonna have a Christmas I've never had before. I'm gonna partake in traditions that are new to me. And I think this is also something that really kept me going, because as much as I was thinking, oh, I miss my yearly, I don't know, baking cookies with friends, but okay, this year I make cookies with my host kids. That was just something that kept me in a good mood. My friends were asking me, hey, you're gonna have an American Christmas, aren't you excited about that? Maybe it's gonna be like it's in the movies or in TV shows, I don't know. And that made me excited and actually look forward to it. So rather than being sad about what you don't have this year, be happy about what you might experience. I know this video is terribly long because I had to reshoot half of it and kind of my notes were gone and I'm rambling, but I hope that you liked it, and I hope that maybe I could help just one person, and that would make me very happy. And now I've seen that the last part of this video is out of focus, and I'm so sorry about that. As I said, I have so many camera troubles today. So tell me, are you currently abroad? Are you away from your family and friends on Christmas? Or maybe you spent your last Christmas abroad and you have some different advice and tips to share. So many questions, and I would love to know some answers. I wish you all happy holidays, and we'll see each other in the next video, right? Bye!